18-year-old Sidney Crosby, 22-year-old Ryan Whitney. Though both are rookies, they still have shown skill, poise, and on-ice intelligence to be fit NHL veterans. 40-year-old Mario Lemieux. His play this season is reminiscent of a much younger star. In the Penguins' new math, the combination of two rookies whose age totals 40 and their 40-year-old captain is equal success on the season's longest trip. They hope it'll add up to another win tonight in Atlanta. It's a hockey night in Pittsburgh. Tonight from Atlanta, the Phillips Arena, the Pittsburgh Penguins meet the Atlanta Thrashers. Hello again, everybody, and welcome once again to Pittsburgh Penguins hockey right here on Fox Sports Net Pittsburgh. The Penguins completing a 5-game road trip here tonight and an opportunity for the Pens to have their best 5-game trip ever. They have had a good success, losing only one game of this entire trip, and they'll take it up against the Atlanta Thrashers here this evening. When we talk about the two teams, we have to talk, of course, about Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins. But, Bob Airy, we have to also talk about Ilya Kovalchuk, two of the real bright and upcoming stars in this league.
Well, Mike, Ilya Kovalchuk is one of these sharpshooters in the National Hockey League. He's got speed, he's got a big curve on his stick, and boy, you have trouble finding him right there. Karan could not find that long-range pass. Kovalchuk will be all over the ice tonight, folks. Eddie Olczyk will have to find his defensive pairing. But what about Hartley? He's got to watch this.
Here in Atlanta, the Penguins and the Atlanta Thrashers, second meeting of the year. These two clubs meet again back-to-back in January. But right now, Penguins have some work to do here. The referees for tonight's game, Wes McCauley and Mick Magoo. And Thor Nelson and Dan Shackney will be the two linesmen. As we get ready to go, Penguins with Mario Lemieux taking center ice. Lemieux flanked on the left wing by Ryan Malone, on the right side by Mark Recchi. And immediate offside. Let's check our starting goaltenders for tonight's game.
Sebastian Caron for the Penguins, 7th straight start. Working on the save percentage, a nice record at 4-2-3.
Chrysler starting goaltender.
Chrysler starting goaltender.
At the other end, we mentioned, if you joined us at the outset of our telecast, that Mike Dunham will be the netminder tonight for the Atlanta Thrashers and their coach, Bob Hartley. Here's Mark Savard with a quick shot. That skipped off of Caron around to the left side of Yaroslav Modry. Dump behind the net. Bondra centers. Look out. Savard's there, and his shot blocked. Atlanta comes out threatening here in the early moments of the game. Savard tried a rink-wide pass. That's denied. Turned and shot by Jim Slater. And that's going to be offline. Grabbed by Savard behind the net. Turns with a wraparound maneuver. It's all Atlanta right now. Caron can't find the puck. Now he's got to get a handle on it and squeeze it and hold on. Wow.
Tenuous moments there in front of Sebastian Caron. There's a good look at Mike Dunham, 6-2 in his career against the Penguins with a shutout. There's his record this year. It's his 3rd straight start for Atlanta after coming back from a groin. They've had a lot of problems with the goaltenders here, Mike. They're going through goaltenders left and right.
Andy Sutton on the left side. His shot deflected. And Hossa couldn't get it on the net. Ran here by Kovalchuk. And the outlet pass comes to Ziggy Palffy. Palffy ahead down the right wing. Didn't make anything happen. Kovalchuk right back to center now. To Kozlov, who's handling the center ice duties on this line with Marian Hossa and Ilya Kovalchuk. Eric Christensen gets the assignment here in the big line for the Pens, with Crosby and Palffy matching up against the Atlanta Thrashers top unit.
Heavy shot by Christensen.
Here comes Crosby. Oh, right in front. Oh, in the last second. I don't think Palffy expected it. Christensen reached out. Got the puck, but he couldn't get it back to Palffy.
Mike, I was asking him before the game, have you ever seen a player use the backhand pass as much as Sidney Crosby does? And I know you're still thinking about somebody.
And I really don't think I have.
Yep.
You know, at least at this point of his career. I do think that he'll probably switch up a little bit because he'll start to read tendencies in him, but he does have a predominant mode to move the puck on the backhand. As much as any player we've ever seen that we've had the fortune of watching play.
Yeah, you see the strong base. He's able to go again to the backhand. Christensen had one good hard heavy shot there, and Dunham flanked down with his glove. But
no, let's be quite fair about it. I'm not criticizing at all the fact that he uses the backhand. In fact, I think it probably is a big asset for him, and the fact that he surprises people and will his whole career, right, being able to pass that well.
I think you'll see him score some goals on that backhand as well. Maybe not like Davey Keon or Randy Gillen.
The Penguins have Rick Jackman. Get the puck up to Matt Murley, and he'll drill it to the Atlanta zone. X will be the defenseman. Shot that puck ahead. Melikar just got off. Penguins in the midst of a change. Gonchar. And here behind the net is Brad Larson. Larson to the Atlanta Thrashers, to the left side to Modry, onto the net. Save made. Rebound. Who tied him up? Gonchar is going to get a penalty. Picked up by Modry and onto the net again. Well, if there's such a thing as a good penalty there for Gonchar in a situation, I think he'll be the guilty party, where he really had no choice. He either lets him get a clean shot to the net, the open net, or he takes the penalty.
I agree. Petrovitsky, we thought he was going to get the starting nod on that Mark Savard, Peter Bondra line, but he's been dropped down. And he had a heck of a shift out there for Atlanta, stripping the puck from Brooks Orpik, led to a Gonchar penalty. Looks like a pretty good job of boxing out to me.
You know, I thought originally that he got enough of him that did not allow him to get to the puck, and which I thought would have been a penalty. So,
and it was.
Yeah. Here's Savard with a biscuit. Throw it back around the far side. First power play chance of the night. Atlanta leading the National Hockey League in power play goals percentage-wise of theirs, and you saw the numbers that they have. And here they come marching up to the Penguins' end. The game in Pittsburgh, the Penguins ended up with 6 power play goals. Atlanta had 3. Kovalchuk and an offside call against the Atlanta Thrashers.
There's a good-looking human, Eddie Olczyk.
Oh, he was rewarded tonight. He got a special gift tonight.
He did. I sent him a Rice Krispie square the size of a brick. I threw it down from, what, about 10,000 feet up here, Mike?
That's about it. Down to the
security
ice level.
was, yeah, security was down wondering what the heck it was on the ice.
Well, we'll be getting a little nourishment. That's probably gone. No one hit.
Oh, yeah.
Here come the Thrashers now, charging ahead. Comes Kovalchuk with a great wheels. Comes into Mellamy, and Mellamy onto the net. Save made, and the rebound. Kovalchuk took a swipe at the pad. Caron has the puck.
He did, Mike, and Penguins did take exception. Kovalchuk's out by the blue line now, but Thrashers using that speed, able to back the Penguins off the blue line. When you have the speed that Kovalchuk does, you have to respect it, and you have to back in, and that's exactly what Lyle Oline did for the Penguins. Backed off. And you know what happens? Kovalchuk uses that speed, and later in the game, he'll shoot it through the screen, Mike, if you back in too much.
He also loves to plant himself in that left wing circle, a la Mario Lemieux, and he can fire it with the best of them in the league. There's a steal by Rico Fata. He'll have a chance shorthanded all by himself. In on goal, and he shoots, and he missed the net. I don't think Dunham got a glove on it. It appeared to be headed up and wide of the goal. Back come the Atlanta Thrashers. Peter Bondra on the power play. 38 seconds to go. And Modry has to peel back. Scored us here in the opening moments of play in the first period. Gets it around with Mellamy, who did not play in Pittsburgh. Great veteran. 1,300 games now in the National Hockey League. Bondra moves it there. It's Kovalchuk, and loves that spot right there. Pulls back, looks, goes to the right side to Modry. Getting a shot, and that save is made by Caron. Caron looks sharp here in the early moments.
Well, he does. He has to be sharp. These Atlanta teams all over the Penguins in their zone, Mike, and there's a lot of traffic in front of Caron, doing a good job.
Here comes Atlanta again. The penalty has expired. Gonchar hits the ice. And Ryan Whitney tried to clear. Hit the body of one of the Thrashers. Here comes back into the Atlanta zone. Orpik aligning with Jim Slater. Back towards the net. Petrovitsky's going to get the puck. Over to Serge Aubin. Can't get it on the net. Mario Lemieux. Lemieux helped lead the way for the Penguins against the Rangers in their last game in a win in New York. 3-2 on Monday night. This is Mark Recchi. Penalty coming up. Maloma's flattened. A shot by Jackman. Where's the puck? And the Thrashers get possession, but a cross check here against Atlanta.
Well, the Penguins kill the Atlanta Thrashers power play. Now they have one of their own. Thrashers only managing one shot, and there you see Malone going to the net. Receiving some rough treatment by Sutton.
Cross-checking.
Rico Fata, great chances there. Slab Modry, the dependable Modry, coughs up the puck. Rico Fata, Mike, just missed the target. Missed the target completely. Well, maybe the Penguins getting the best chance out of that special team situation. Atlanta won every faceoff.
Cross-checking call against defenseman Andy Sutton. The Penguins move the power play. Whitney looking with that puck. Already with 7 points on the young season in the games he has played in Pittsburgh. Ryan Whitney from behind the net, still looking for his first NHL goal, however, the big defenseman. Lemieux with a puck. Ariel sets up shop in the slot. Oh, Crosby's right there, but he stumbled and fell down. Still got the shot away. Off the right pan of the goaltender Dunham.
That shot was going about 4 miles an hour, but just because of the change of pace, it almost got by Dunham, who appeared to have lost his post. Just got a skate on it.
Sergei Gonchar. Penguins had 6 power play goals against Atlanta in the opening game between these two teams. Penguins trailed 4-0 in that game. Here's Ricky missing the target. I'll tell you, Dunham looks a little out of sync right now, and another shot misses. Penguins just got to find the net, I think, right now, and I think they can help themselves. It's off the sideboards and down the length of the ice it goes.
You don't score many goals, Mike, when you don't find that cage. And the Atlanta Thrashers have outshot their opponents 5 of the last 6 games, but certainly haven't found a lot of success.
Biggie Palpy, 3 Thrashers to meet. And it comes to Malone, who finds open space on the near side to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux to Jackman, a man in front. Malone, good save there by Dunham. He got down and made the save on the big left winger.
Ryan Malone looking for number 5, almost cashed in one time. Nice little soft backhand dish by Lemieux.
Here comes Jackman with speed. Hits that blue line. Onto the right side of Christensen, who steps in. Pavlich took the puck around the far side. Atlanta clears, and that should do it.
Pavlich, 6th in the National Hockey League in shifts per game, was solid right there on Christensen, using his body to protect that cage.
Let's chop it back into the Atlanta zone. X will be back from behind the net. Malone digs it free. Palpy was in front of the net. They couldn't go that way. And be careful here. Atlanta marches up, and on the move is Greg DeFries, the defenseman. Over to Bobby Holik, number 16. DeFries will take it back from him. Malone's been on for a while here. Here comes Palpy. Palpy comes back, a 2-on-1 develops. Palpy on the right side, looking for Christensen, cuts inside himself and shoots. Dunham doesn't know where it is, but he made the save. Back from the Atlanta Thrashers. Kovalchuk wheeling right back into the Penguins end. In front, he had a man there, but the pass would have broken his leg if it hit him. It was so hard. Here's Kovalchuk with the puck. This time to Larson. Skipped off of him. And Christensen trying to get the puck out. The Penguins trying to get off the ice. And they finally do. Right back behind the net. Joseph Melikov. 8 minutes plus gone in the opening period. On the left wing board. Sietta's on here for the Penguins. With Matt Murley and Konstantin Koltsov. Penguins without Dick Karstrom and also John LeClaire, who's out of the lineup. And that shot to the net. Got him played it off his shoulder. Prieta behind the goal. Lassi Prieta trying to find some room. Still stick handles. And the pass intended for Steve Pops goes all the way to center.
Mike, I agree with you. I think Mike Dunham is a little shaky right now. He's having trouble finding the rebounds that are hitting his body. Maybe a second opportunity for the Penguins is what they need.
Peter Bondra steps up. The pass beyond the reach of Savard, and Caron's going to grab the puck and hold on. Pittsburgh and Atlanta scoreless. Ziggy Palpy tried to give the Penguins the opening goal. The head coach of the Atlanta Thrashers, 7th season, not as head coach of the Atlanta Thrashers in the National Hockey League. Of course, the Colorado team, a couple winners to the right side will come to Talbot. Scoots in against Bondra. Maxime Talbot. Talbot on board here with Rico Fata and Sidney Crosby. Penguins going with 7 defensemen tonight. Savard, whispering shot, and he missed the target. Boy, he was shooting him in warm-up the same way, Bobby. Picked up by Bondra. Over to Kozlov, who tried to get to the, Jim Slater. Slater took a good run at Melikov. Penguins weak in getting the puck out. Savard looks over his shoulder. He's so good with that biscuit. On to Sutton. Slapper, block. Penguins Crosby tried to clear, couldn't. Picked up again by Savard. Dish that puck off very quickly. He is so much fun to watch, Mark Savard. Over to Sutton, a shot. Crosby got his body in front. Help.
Help.
And finally, Fata gets the puck up to the Atlanta blue line. Get somebody on the bench. Danny Potash is standing by in the building, and let's join him now. Danny?
All right, Mike, thank you very much. Sergei Gonchar in the starting lineup tonight. Weren't sure if he was going to play. Took the ice for the morning skate today here at Phillips Arena. Strained his groin. Told Edzo that he would take the ice for warm-ups, and if he was okay to go, he would give him the green light. Well, he felt that he was okay to go, and let's hope he can finish this road trip the way he started it. Remember, way back when he scored that game winner against the Devils.
Thanks, Danny. Offside, a little offside here, Mike, but that makeshift line Eddie Olczyk had out. Maxine Talbot, Sidney Crosby, Rico Fata had a little bit of problems in their own end. Certainly a nice play by Hartley getting his top line, Savard against that line, and making them pay the price, almost paying the price in the Penguin zone.
Mulledry, the defenseman for the Thrashers. Around to the left point, it comes to Orpik. And Malone trying to redirect it, but he got nothing but air. And the puck is controlled now by Mario Lemieux. Lemieux to his own end, where Orpik handles the disc. Rink wide pass to Gonchar. So you can just see it in his skating style right now. A little ginger. As we said, using 7D, and one of the reasons they are is just because of that.
Yep. Gonchar gets a heavy workload. When you're traveling like this, dehydration maybe sets in, plays a part in injuries.
Kovalchuk. And he is stopped. Some open space for Christensen. He's going to shoot the puck. Made the right decision there.
Mike,
absolutely
shots are
decision.
heavy
Yes,
shots.
they are. Yes, they are, and they get there in a hurry. You're absolutely right. They just explode off his stick, that wrister. Here comes Crosby. Back down, little drop pass. Christensen shoots it. That's going to miss. Crosby back in front. And Havlet. I'll tell you, one of the things that we're going to take a break, but it's going to take Christensen some time to understand Sidney, because he's going to have to go back to the net.
Sutton, number 25 of the Thrashers, finishing his check on the young superstar Sidney Crosby, and then a little smile there by Sidney Crosby. Maybe a smile of looking for a penalty, and a smile of respect maybe for Andy Sutton, who not too easy to knock him off his skates.
You know, the smile would have been even better had Christensen been there to put it in, but
yeah, exactly.
It just didn't happen. And as I said, you learn one thing with Sidney, as you do with Mario, never to give up on the play and the puck, because if they get it again, they'll find you. They are just incredible in their ability to spot somebody open. And here again is Crosby. Back on. Another penalty coming up? No. Around the board. Sutton onto the net. Pops will take it.
Uh-oh, hit the partition again, Mike, that puck. We've seen some bad bounces for the Penguins in recent games.
Petrovitsky handles the puck, knocks it down, now toys with it with a stick. Trying to shoot it to the net. It comes back up off the body of Oderline. Up the board, Serge Aubert. That puck appeared to come out. Yes, it did. And that puck was outside of the zone of an offside call.
Mike, we talked about bad bounces. There was one there in that shift. How about this bounce? Drawn out to play the puck against the Bruins. Thornton, the beneficiary there. Caron, his stick breaks. Puck goes up the middle, and the Rangers make it a 3-2 hockey game late, Mike. Have a great chance, but Caron taps it, said, that's on me, boys. That's on me. You got to be careful. Not half the rinks, maybe half don't have the partitions in the glass, Mike. We changed that over a couple of years ago with a lot of the injuries. That seamless glass is like running into a wall. A lot of the arenas have changed the glass.
An opportunity maybe when we get back in Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh has some forgiving glass. Is that the way to be? Yeah.
It's like
you boys were talking about it this morning. We have another call here, but yeah, Bobby.
All right, well, Pittsburgh Sports Tonight is after the game. Join Pat Paris, Rob King, and the big man, Jay Coffin, will be in the studio. They will have a big man injury update and Jay's post-game Penguins analysis. All on Pittsburgh Sports Tonight.
Jay's watching right now. How about the way Bobby's picking up that little growl there, huh, Jay? Oh, you're good. You're getting there.
Well, Jay had a growl, I tell you. You don't want to mess with a big man, do you?
Here's Brad Larson, who was called up from Chicago in the American Hockey League and has stuck around. Play is warranted staying with a big club. Larson's got it again in front. There's Bolton shooting. Good stop by Caron. Oh, the Pens left him wide open. Bolton from behind the net in front. Larson just missed. Maybe that's why he's playing here right now. Brad Larson making things happen for the Atlanta Thrashers.
Boy, it appeared the Thrashers were on the power play, and the Penguins were stationary 5-in in their own zone.
Back in behind the net. Shane Knighty, the former Ottawa Sender. Modry, who got hit by Malone. Sails ahead. Here's Mark Savard. Offside against Atlanta.
Well, the Atlanta Thrashers were able to find a hole in the seam in the slot area.
Oh, this guy was wide open.
Pittsburgh, and boom, there it is in the high slot. It's great to be in that high slot, Mike, because you're in a great defensive spot if you turn the puck over, and you're a great offensive spot as well to get that chance right there. So Pittsburgh Penguins out of sorts a little bit right now. They've been double shifting Crosby, trying to use all their bodies, use all the legs they can.
Two clubs again will match up in January. The Pens have a game tomorrow night against the Canadians. We all will be in town. It's fun to see the Flying Frenchmen as they invade the Mellon Arena. And they come to play in that building. It is a fun time. Here's Orpik on the boards and in behind the net. And it's stopped by goaltender Mike Dunham. Later a first-round pick out of Michigan State. Bondra hops right back into the Penguins there. This shot, that stop, gets a rebound back, and Caron had to nail that too. Back around the boards. Bondra's 16 shy of 500 goals right now.
16 shy and 1 game shy of 1,000 games. Playing $9.99 tonight.
And I look today, Mario Lemieux has played 906 or 904. He's climbing up the ladder too. Despite the years off with the retirement and all the injuries and the battle with the cancer and all. This is Crosby in the right wing corner of the Atlanta zone. Giving the puck to Steve Pops. Slapper. Good save. Rebound. Oh, Christensen just missed that. Dunham reacted beautifully to make a key save.
Oh, man, what a save by Dunham. A desperation attempt. Got the wide blade of that stick about a foot up on the shaft, Mike, to rob Christensen of a wide open cage.
And that's his save of the period. Ryan Whitney. Pass comes off Talbot's stick. Crosby's going to be out here now with Palffy and Maxime Talbot. And Crosby's going to go to the bench finally.
Well, you can never assume. When you look at that 4x6, Christian, he got a lot of wood on it, but Dunham, in just a desperation attempt, keeps it a 0-0 tie.
Serge Aubert. We got a hand pass called, and we'll be back in just a moment. The first meeting between these two clubs, Bobby, was remarkable, to say the least. That was a high-scoring affair, and we're looking at this one, and what's happening?
It's not a high-scoring affair. Yeah. Give the goaltender some credit. Both teams having some good scoring opportunities.
This is Bobby Holik, coming to Atlanta as a free agent from the New York Rangers.
With his pockets full after a buyout from the Rangers.
Here comes Rico Fata. Fata sneaks in, his shot blocked, takes another shot that missed the cage.
Careful here, boys.
They almost got too many men on the ice, or did they?
No, just they got lucky. Murley just got one skate on the bench, and the fans not too happy. As Recchi and Lemieux come out and play the biscuit.
A little sloppy right now, and here comes Gonchar back to lift it back to his stick. Back to Orbiter Recchi. That's a tough pass there to take. Picked up by Modry. Modry slapper blocked. And Gonchar's going to come out. The Penguins have a 4-man break, and Lemieux is hustling. Here comes Gonchar trying to feed it ahead of Lemieux. Just missing there. Look at Slater come back and check. Here's Gonchar on the right side of the Atlanta zone. Picked up by Lemieux. Lemieux, soft little pass to Recchi. Malone goes to the net. They break that up. And Atlanta's turn now to move back on the counter. 3-on-3. Malone trying to make it that way. And the pass beyond the reach of Bondra. Here along the near board. Greg DeFries. Here's centered down for Bondra. Good shot. Save made for Ron. He doesn't know where it is. Cleared away by Malone off the doorstep. They're getting chances. Under 3 minutes to go in the first period. Ryan Whitney along with Steve Pops, and it hops right to Caron, the Penguin goaltender, and he has possession.
He does. He does. It'll be another face-off to the right side of Caron. But this is what happened between the two teams the last meeting, Mike. 6 power play goals by the Penguins. A record. Lemieux 5 points. Not a record. They came in for a 4-goal deficit in the first 10 minutes to win. We believe that was an all-time record. First team to be behind by 4 in the first 10, come back to win a hockey game. And the Penguins have won 9 of the last 12 faceoffs. A big one here.
Crosby is called upon. Did Gurrieta get waved out? May have been. I don't know. They don't get credit for it, I don't think. Here's Sutton with a long shot. Comes off the stick of Caron. Team that gets possession ends up with the face-off win. Even if you win it cleanly, you can win the face-off by right, but not win the face-off. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. You got to get possession of the puck, and Caron would like you to get possession. If you win the face-off, you'd like to get possession. Right there, Christian won it, but the Thrashers got the draw, Mike.
Down the boards it goes. Christensen had probably his toughest night on draws against the Rangers on Monday, winning only one the whole night. Hossa the puck into the near corner, and up with it will be Kozlov. Kozlov to the left point. Big Andy Sutton. I think his presence felt out here in this first period. Crosby works over Nicholas Havlin. Hossa. When you get Hossa and Kovalchuk, we were talking about before the game, or you mentioned to me, Bobby, and the shots they get in a game.
Hossa and Hava 10 between the two of them. They average about 10 shots.
Yeah, they're among the highest in the league. They certainly are.
Well, Kovalchuk was the highest shooting player in the National Hockey League in 03-04.
This is Sutton. He drives again. Boy, he's been possessed tonight. Turn a wraparound try. Comes right in front. And skips wide of the net. Now the Kozlov to the center point. To Craig DeFries to Andy Sutton. Shoots it again. The puck is following big number 25. He's everywhere right now. And from behind the play, the Pins are going to get caught on a high sticking call.
Nick Magoo making the call on Ryan Whitney. Whitney not happy.
Let's give Andy Sutton some credit here. Wow.
Well, he's offensively he was doing it there on that shift for Atlanta. Defensively, he has made his presence felt. And Ryan Whitney, the gifted, talented offensive and defensive defenseman for the Pittsburgh Penguins, will go to the box for a high stick. And look out for Savard and Kovalchuk right in front of the cage.
What was that all about?
Battle.
One another. Yeah. I know Whitney said when the call was made, he pointed it himself and just looked at Magoo and said, "Who, me?" And that was his reaction.
I'm surprised Kovalchuk not on the ice here for Bob Hartley's club.
And here comes DeFries. Ripped the puck behind Caron, who could not cut it off. Rico Fata and Mark Recchi, the penalty killers. And was hoping to kill it here for the remainder of this period. Force the Thrashers to convert in period number 2. Mark Savard. Savard over to big Bobby Holik. Now they center it for Bondra. He's got Havlin open, but he can't pull the trigger. Over to the left point, DeFries. 49 to go in the period. We'll go by that clock. No score first period. Atlanta sets up shop. DeFries down in the corner to Savard, to Bondra. Fires it, blocked nicely, but just beyond the reach now of Havlin. And the Penguins get it very good because they are able to clear the foursome on the ice and bring 4 new players on to kill the penalty. Kozlov in the corner, pressured by Oderline. From behind the net, Savard. Savard looks up, Hossa. And they bank it right back to Mark Savard. He's a quarterback on their power play. And it's worked up off the boards by Matt Murley. There's a steal by Talbot. Murley drags it up, and that should kill the clock for the remainder of the period. Good job by the Pens.
Appears to be a scoreless first period. Who would have expected with these two hockey teams and the potent offense that they possess?
Giving up over 4 goals a game, but the first period does end with a 0-0 score here in Atlanta. Dan Potash is coming up next. Don't go away. The reason why it is good for players to have that new ice.
That fresh ice. Well, the puck lays flat, Mike, and obviously when you have a Kovalchuk, and look at the size of that stick. I don't know if we'll be able to get a look if he changes it. He's got a big curve, Mike, and having that ice flat is so beneficial to move that puck around on the power play. It really is. I mean, that little bouncing puck could be the difference between you making the goal and not. And we saw a bouncing puck with Eric Christensen in the first period. He wasn't able to get it by the goaltender Dunham. Had it been flat, maybe he could have put it right in that 4x6.
And I do not want to jinx the Penguins, and it can happen at times, but Usually in a game of hockey, you do not see teams score on carryover penalties going to another period. It just doesn't happen too often. I'd say the Raiders about 85–90% of killing a penalty. Now don't score on me here now. You make me look bad. Back behind the net. Here comes Savard. Around that right side. Break the freeze. And they set it up. Savard's got some time. Be careful. Over to Holik, and he snapped that one wide of the far post. Kovalchuk to Savard behind the net. Penalty ticks down, and they stop the penalty. Penguins get Whitney back on. He joins the parade back in the Penguins' end. Goes immediately there. 3 defensemen on. Whitney's got the puck. He tries to clear. Left check away, but 6'4" Ryan Whitney fires that puck deep down into Atlanta territory. Thanks, boys. Making me look good on that.
They made you look good, Mike.
But that's true, Bobby. I mean, I think we find more than not. The better percentage is that teams don't score in the carryover on the power play time. One of the reasons being is there's not a whole lot of time sometimes to score on it. Icing called here against the Atlanta Thrashers.
Well, talk about thrashing. How about the body of Brooks Orpik the other night in Madison Square Garden, imposing his physical presence on the New York Rangers. Did a great job.
I thought he was terrific.
Physically.
I really did.
Playing in his 100th National Hockey League game tonight. Brooks Orpik, one of 3 defensemen on the Penguins that has more goals than assists. Gonchar, Tarns from the other 2.
There's a quick shot from a face-off win by the Penguins. Ryan Malone can't find the net. Still scoreless here, second period in Atlanta. And you can bet your life around the National Hockey League. People are watching this game and looking at the scoreboard wondering what's going on there. Because
was there a power outage?
Yeah, right. Are they in delay? Do they have some problem there or something?
The scoreboard went down in the basketball game last night.
Break the freeze. Oh, good challenge here by Ryan Malone. Good checking by number 12. Yaroslav Modry gets a full head of steam. Penguins in the midst of a change. This heavy blast from the blue line onto the net. Sebastian Caron makes that look easy.
Modry leads all Thrasher defensemen with 3 goals on the season. He's a plus hockey player.
Atlanta's coming off a 3-game trip, right?
Yes, they are. They've been home for a few days, but every time you come back off that trip, you get things back in order. Sometimes you can get off to a little bit of a slow start.
Near the left point, Sutton booms one from 55. Long shot by the Atlanta Thrashers. I think that was one of the keys to the Penguins' success against the Rangers, particularly in the first period the other night. The Rangers had some shots, but most of them were 30 feet and out that they had against the Penguins. They had a few more opportunities in close here, have the Thrashers, but that was one of the keys. And then the Penguins were able to get the goals that they did and survive the New York onslaught late.
Well, they called it offside at the blue line. Savard's looking back at the linesman, and let's see what Bob Hartley, the coach of the Atlanta Thrashers, had to say about Sidney Crosby. It's quite a load to move from that junior ranks. And then he's going to be playing his 2 best defensemen against Sidney Crosby. That's why Sidney Crosby has been moved to different lines. Eddie Olczyk trying to give the coach of the Thrashers a little bit of a problem matching up.
I got bad news for him because he's a year younger than what he thinks he is.
Yeah, he did say he was 19. I don't know if our crack staff changed that, but Hartley still, he's got another year. You can't age people, Mikey.
No, he's going to, what I'm saying is he's going to see him another year before he hits 19.
Yeah, exactly.
So, be ready.
Oh, there's Garnet Exelby. He's led the Thrashers 10 of the 13 games he's played and hits. He's a bruising customer and mixing it up right now with Matt Murley. Puck came up the wall and Kozlov gets knocked down. And in comes Exelby. Perrietta exchange pleasantries.
Looks like Lassie was expecting him to be there. I'm going to be aware on the ice and who's on and who isn't. You hope you are. You'll have over here in bells. Here's Modry with a puck. That's blocked. Kovalchuk. Lemieux takes it away from him. Nice play by Recchi to take that pass. Play it up the sideboards to Ryan Malone. Malone rink wide. Pops came late, but he fell down. And Atlanta now goes from the counter. Hossa with those long strides comes in. He can shoot it from there and does. And Caron had it skip off his body. Marian Hossa. He's involved in the big trade that sent Danny Heatley to the Ottawa Senators. Lemieux battling one-on-one. He's going to get a penalty here for knocking down Hossa. And Lemieux and the Penguins will be shorthanded again.
Well, the Penguins were coming in full force on a rush, and Pops moved up on the play. Ryan Whitney tried to hit him with a late pass. And we're going to look at the penalty. Lemieux
Number
first
66,
tripping,
Pittsburgh,
an inverted trip. He'll go off. And that Thrasher potent power play will go on the ice. But right before that, Mike, the Penguins had a chance one, and it didn't work. It was a quick transition the other way. Hossa did not see Kovalchuk wide open. 2 zones ahead of the play. Penguins were fortunate.
This is Matt Murley. Throwing the puck down. We got Kovalchuk on the ice now. No, we don't. No. He's on here to start the power play. Bondra. And it's swept aside. Bondra comes after it, and he'll blast it down in behind. Caron could not cut it off. He got a piece of it. Bobby Holik with possession. Holik throw it back door. And around Orpik couldn't get the puck up the boards. Peter Bondra in a scoreless game. Atlanta trying to take the lead here on this power play. Andy Sutton over to Mark Savard. To Bondra. Short side attempt, and Caron just moves the body and makes the squeeze with the pads, or got it in the chest, I guess, and held onto it.
Yep, don't miss the Monday night matchup on November 14th when the New York Islanders come to the Mellon Arena. Get your tickets by calling 412-323-1919, or you can order your tickets online at PittsburghPenguins.com. We got the food drive coming up at home as well, Mike. November 12th against the Rangers. So bringing non-perishables. Help the greater Pittsburgh food bank.
Big battle going now with the Steeler crowd, too, I guess. Going to have the same thing going on.
Okay, good.
Perishable goods, and I guess donations are going to add them all up. It depends against the Steelers. To help the food bank folks up and out. They do a great job. Work with them during the summer months, and here right in front, Hossa backhand shot and stopped by Caron. A lot of money with the Blues Festival in July this year. A needy cause, and one I think you'd be proud to be a part of. Here comes Kozlov. Up in the air, Kovalchuk gets the ice now. Around the net, Hossa's right there. What a move, and he scores against Caron. He held it what seemed like eternity at more patients at Mercy Hospital, and then went up the ladder.
Well, Mike, I think the play was made at the blue line. The glove of Kovalchuk knocking a puck high out of the air, putting it down, and able to get the puck by Ziggy Palffy. Gets to the stick of Kozlov, and look at that shifty hands, backhand to forehand by Hossa. But a great play by the forward, Kovalchuk, on the left point, led to this goal. And the Thrashers get on the board first. They break up Savard and Kovalchuk, try to get a little power on both sides of their power play unit, and they're able to capitalize late in the power play.
Marian Hossa with his 7th of the year. Kovalchuk will get an assist on it, probably the only one.
Kovalchuk and Kozlov.
Kozlov gets the number 2.
Yeah, he got one as well, Mikey. Right in between. He was sandwiched in between.
And here comes Crosby. Looking ahead, going to Mark Recchi. Sometimes in games like this, when you have 2 offensive teams, the first one just opens the door.
I like that feeling.
Later. Rabels into the Penguins' end. Drop behind the net. Steve Pops. On to Christensen to try to headman the puck and couldn't do it.
And defenseman Sutton pinched down the wall and able to keep the puck in.
Pen's in a little trouble right now. Petrovitsky in front. Caron. This is when you're a goaltender too, and just with experience in that, knowing your club is in trouble. You just at times you're just going to have to try and get that puck and slow the pace down if you can. I think.
Pops just mauled one of the Thrashers.
Ooh, there's a shot from the high point by Sutton. It avoids the net. From behind the goal. And in these situations, you're prone to taking penalties. Pops trying to clear it, can't do it. Sutton's down again. From behind the net to Alban. In front, Petrovitsky stopped by Caron. Gets the puck and holds on. We'll be back. Well, For the 13th time this year, the Penguins have given up that opening tally. And they've been able to come back at a pace of winning 2 and losing 6. They've had 4 points from overtime and shootouts losses.
Atlanta has the first 8 shots. Penguins no shots here in the second period.
Pass by Orpik, avoided Mario Lemieux, but it does get through to the Atlanta zone. And Kozlov and Greg DeFries. Pass, not a good one there. See what the Penguins can do with it. Not much. They'll go back to their own blue line. Gonchar lead it up ahead of the Atlanta zone. Modry. Out of danger. 7 minutes gone in period number 2. Atlanta 1, Pittsburgh nothing. And we go on a power play. Marian Jose is 7th of the year. And Kovalchuk and Slava Kozlov.
Well,
what happened on that
goal? Well, I'll show you exactly what happened. You're killing the penalty, Mike. What do you have to do when you're killing the penalty? These two players, watch Palffy and watch Talbot at the blue line. They're going to take a chance. Let's see what taking this chance does for them. Oh, they're both outside the blue line, and the puck is still inside the Penguins zone. And the defenseman let a man get behind them as well, Mike. So the Penguins, you had 3 Penguins going to try to score a goal. What's the #1 rule when you kill a penalty? Yeah, you're supposed to prevent the goal. First things first. But you have an offensive player, and Ziggy Palffy was looking to try to create something there. Maxime Talbot should have been a little more patient, should have been coming behind the play.
X will be at the left point. Good bullet shot. Block picked up by Slater and a backhander on the net. Karan. Razor sharp there, but a hooking call against the Penguins puts them back in the penalty box again.
Yep. Sergei Gonchar will go off. Atlanta will go back on the power play, where they're 1 for 3 with 5 shots. And then we'll get, more importantly, we'll get a face-off in the Pittsburgh zone. And there you see Gonchar trying to stay on his man.
Well, maybe a critical part of the hockey game right here.
I think so.
Yeah. Here's Oleg with a face-off win. Kovalchuk, he starts the power play now. To DeFries on the right side. To Mark Savard. DeFries to the net. Off the right leg of Karan. Right back to him at center point. DeFries shoots it again. That one didn't get through. Osa hauls it in from the right side. Good little pass there. DeFries. Just trying to feed it over to Holik for a redirect, but that didn't happen. Holik off the right wing boards, comes in, not a good pass, a Penguin steal. And on the center where Rico Fata guides it down the ice.
Oh, Greg DeFries is getting a lot more time on the power play for Atlanta. 8 assists in his last 6 hockey games.
Kovalchuk with that blinding speed. Passes over to Marian Hossa. On to Bobby Holik, drives hard behind the net. Avoids Rick Jackman. Tried to give it back to Hossa, but Murley has the puck off the window, and he got it up ice. Good play by Murley to use that glass effectively.
Merles will stay on the ice with Maxime Talbot.
Kovalchuk, 49 to go in the Penguin penalty. And they break it up again.
And they probably will change for the forwards. Get a 3rd unit on the kill here. You want to get 3 changes, 2 changes, 3 sets of forwards if you can for every penalty kill.
See how they do it with 35 to go. See if they bring anybody on late here.
Yeah, they would see Crosby maybe here coming out.
You could see Lemieux too with him. They had that duo out late against the Rangers on a penalty, but not just the one time. So let's just see if they do. And they won't here as the puck's picked up by Kozlov down the right side. Kovalchuk comes around. Modry wants the puck and he's got it. Modry on the right side. Kozlov comes in, tried to push it, and a good block there by Rico Fata. Excellent job by number 9. Fata had a good penalty kill there on 2 occasions.
A lot of speed there on that power penalty kill there, Mike. Palffy and Fata.
Failed to score. Penguins back to full strength. The last 3 penalties, and there's a hip check by Potts as he tried to run out. Aubin tried to run around him, got him. Lemieux comes storming back into the Atlanta zone with speed, breaks on, looking, goes cross rink, picked off. Petrovitsky read it, and Atlanta has the puck. And they throw it up ice. I think an icing call will be issued here against Atlanta.
Well, I think it's that time. Time for a Subway sandwich of the game. Steve pops. I don't know if he was trying to get in the way or he was trying to get in the way. Aubin was trying to get out of the way. Got a little piece of the legs of Pops, and Pops did a good job, Mike, keeping his legs in and not putting that left knee out. Sometimes it's reactionary just to move that knee out. That'll get you a penalty and maybe a lot more.
One of the few times the Penguins have the puck in the Atlanta zone here in the second period. And they work it back to the Thrashers, and the Penguins have to go back and get it again.
Penguins are looking for their first shot, Mike, in the second period.
Not had much. Halfway through.
It's been a long road trip for Pittsburgh and looking for their fourth win out of 5. They're 3 for 4.
Kovalchuk. Jackman puts the body into it. Hossa again. Another penalty coming up.
Yeah, Mark Recchi water skiing on Hossa as he went behind the net, Mike. You have to move your feet.
Kovalchuk comes off the boards. Extra attacker Savard is on. A shot towards the net, and dragging it towards a goal, and Caron makes a fabulous move there to just pick it up off the ice before it went in.
There's a little bit of water skiing by Rex. We'll be back with a Pens power play. Mega Thrashers.
Mark Recchi, the guilty party, hooking the call. 11:35, Atlanta 1 for 4 in the man advantage. And here's Marian Hossa. Hossa sets it up. Greg DeFries over to Hossa. Top of the circle. Shoots the puck on net. Caron the save, the rebound. And he's got that one too.
Well, the ice has been tilted here in the second period. That is for certain.
Well, the Pens have had the last 4 penalties. They got one late in the first. That carried to the second. They basically have killed penalties the whole second period.
And Atlanta scores more than half their goals via the power play.
Atlanta again with a puck. Kovalchuk on the left point. Nice play by Palpy. Drags it ahead. He might have a chance.
High stick.
Oh, high stick on the puck.
Wow. What a bad break there for Ziggy Palpy. Stole the puck off Kovalchuk. He gambled earlier. It cost him. He gambled again, and he almost found himself with a breakaway. And there's the high stick.
And Kovalchuk is in no man's land because he can't put the stick on him. And he's basically got to say, okay, if you score, you score. If he does, it's a penalty, pretty much.
And I would have loved to see that race back to the net, Mike. Kovalchuk, Palpy can fly. Kovalchuk, he's a fast man, and he didn't have a puck. Palpy had to carry that puck, slowing him down a little bit. That would have been a fun foot race.
Jim Slater around to Bondra. A minute 16 to go on the Penguin penalty. And now Modry sets up the play. Over to Peter Bondra. A free agent signee by this Atlanta team. Work it around for Modry. And that one, pretty easy save for Caron.
Oh, if I'm the Penguins, I'll take Kovalchuk on that right point all the time, Mike. He's not going to make any one-time shots going D to D there. Let's see if they switch him around, put him back on the left point. And I tell you, I'm looking at that curve from up here, and it's one of the biggest bends I've seen on any player's stick.
Well, it's driving you crazy. I know you want to challenge it.
Well, his shirt's driving you crazy. It's tucked in the back of his pants. I know how much you like that.
Right. Yeah, that's just beautiful. And there's Modry. Pretty soon you won't be able to see any numbers. I'll just cover him up. Now I'm so far down the pants, you can't even tell who's on the ice. Modry giving the puck to Kovalchuk, and he shoots that. Kozlov. Around to the right point to Modry. They will find Peter Bondra. Penguins in a box defense right now. Murley and Talbot, along with Pops and Ryan Whitten. One's offline. 24 to go. Whitney softly off the boards. Murley digging to get it out. Can't do it. Nice play by Whitney. He came over, covered, put the puck down, and clears it away. Nice play by the young rookie.
Yeah, he's been quiet tonight. He really has. 7 assists in 4 games. Looking for his first action on home ice tomorrow night against the Canadiens.
Here comes Savard. Pass it back. Hossa takes the shot. Block. Here's Lemieux on. Lemieux to Palpy on to Recchi, who just came out of the penalty box. Recchi shoots it, save made, rebound, and Palpy couldn't get it in. Oh, Dunham made two big saves there. It goes back behind the net. Lemieux reaches for it. Around the boards to the right point. Oderline with his head down. Slapper coming up. Save again by Dunham. And he sparkles right now for the Thrashers. The Penguins finally get their first shot of the period. Hossa counterattack to the right side to the Penguins net. Here he comes. And Caron drops in. The puck is knocked in front. Mark Savard. Well, the Pens had it. They just couldn't find it.
Well, they certainly did. I love Hossa the way he drives. Just drove to the net. He wasn't really driving to score. But this was a great chance for the Penguins coming out of the box. Mark Recchi, he is denied by Dunham. A couple of other opportunities. And then Atlanta, they come storming the other way. There's the one opportunity. Mark Savard picking up the loose change. Caron down on his back. Has no idea where the biscuit is. He's hoping it's under him. It wasn't. It ended up behind him as Mark Savard goes high. Up where you put the peanut butter in the top shelf. What a series of exchange there. Back and forth hockey, and the crowd were on their feet.
Yep. Atlanta does cash in. Now lead 2-0. And an icing call against the Atlanta Thrashers.
Well, you have to drive the puck to net. Drive it wide. Defenseman Joe Melikar. Once you put the stick on a guy, you're going to get a penalty. He keeps the stick low, but Mark Savard, nobody picks up Mark Savard, and he's actually the third Thrasher on that rush, Mike. Should have been accounted for.
Well, of all the players that were coming back, he certainly was in the range. And here comes Ryan Malone. Down to Crosby. Crosby trying to stuff it back to Christensen. Can't do that. But after the loose puck, Sidney Crosby. And rookie of the pen. All of 18 to the center point. To Orpik. He was trying to risk it from Malone to the puck in. Here's Crosby in front. Stopped by Dunham once, twice. And he stops everything right now. He had kind of a shaky start. Bobby and I both watched him, but he's come on very strong. And particularly in the fact the Penguins didn't have any shots until past the midway point here in the second period. And he still is looking sharp here against the Penguins. Crosby, cross ring. Stopped, and the Atlanta Thrashers come again. Lead pass to Aubin. He's checked from behind by Christensen as he tried to shoot the puck. After that biscuit comes Fata. He's one-on-one. He shoots the puck. Donavini made the save on Fata. Crosby gets off the ice.
Not quite in time as a call offside.
We'll be back.
You take a look at Mike Dunham's numbers. Best goals against amongst active goalies against the Pittsburgh Penguins, and he's certainly not hurting those numbers tonight.
Well, pretty well. Stoned the Penguins so far. Pittsburgh with 13 shots, 5 in the last few minutes. Pretty good scoring chances too. 90. Couldn't get it up into the Penguin zone, and the Penguins just lobbed it back into Atlanta ice. Will take that puck, wind it around the horn. Atlanta tried to step ahead, but they couldn't do it. It's the Penguins' turn to carry it in. Get over to Konstantin Koltsov. He hasn't seen a whole lot of ice time tonight.
He hasn't, Mike. And Crosby didn't see any ice time hardly the second period until that last shift, and the Penguins did get some opportunities. These penalties really killing the flow.
Mark Recchi trying to get Lemieux at the edge of the crease. Hit a leg, and 90 popped it up right back to the wrecking ball. Good pass by Lemieux to Palpy. Slapper. On him again. With the shoulder save on Ziggy Palpy.
Turnovers. And you can't turn the puck over against 66 and 33. More than not, they'll make you pay. The Penguins these three are scoring. Recchi, Lemieux, and Palpy, and there's a good look at the turnover to 66, and Palpy playing on the left side. Playing some pretty passionate hockey last couple of hockey games.
Kovalchuk. That's around the wood. Issue an icing call here against Atlanta.
Well, Ilya Kovalchuk fired that puck around the wall, and we talked about his stick, Mike. Take a look at this curve.
You tell me what you think about this curve. I mean, isn't that incredible? How big the curve is on that stick? I mean, that is absolutely incredible.
Well, you can challenge. And if you are successful, you'll have a 2-minute minor issued. If you are not, you have a 2-minute minor issued against you.
Half inch is the limit from heel to toe.
Steal on a giveaway here. Kovalchuk. The puck was on edge and it's blasted anyway. Karan made the stop on the big winger. Kozlov fires and the rebound trying. It's 3-0 Atlanta. Rocket shot by Kozlov.
It was a rocket shot off a long breakout pass to Ilya Kovalchuk. Boy, can he spread out a defense. He's 2 zones ahead. He gets one opportunity. Uses his strength in the corners to possess the puck. And the puck goes right between the legs of Joseph Melakar, right onto the stick, right onto the tape of Vladislav Kozlov, who makes no mistake going short side on Sebastian Caron. Thrashers 3, Penguins nothing.
You know what's really interesting about that play, Bobby, is the fact that the pass by Kovalchuk, and if I think he has one shortcoming, if I can look at his game, is I don't think his passing is all that fantastic. I mean, I think he doesn't have a real touch, if you will, in passing a lot of times, but the pass was so hard that it bounced off Melakar, then it slowed down and it came to Kozlov, so he got a break and a half.
Yep.
In most cases, that puck would have been all the way back. Another icing call could have called against him going the other way. You know what I mean?
I agree with. I think the great part about all that was Kovalchuk's smarts. He realized that he could body up on Jackman, gave himself some time to even make the play, and realized that Kozlov was going to be going to the cage.
And he did a good job. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from it, but it bounced the right way, and it was had enough speed or pace to it. 3-0 Atlanta, and they end up with a goal. Got a few passes tonight that you'd have to get out of the way of, not to get hurt. Christensen up for Sidney Crosby. High and moved there by Sutton. Got a penalty coming up. This one's going to go against Atlanta and Serge Aubin.
Aubin took down Ryan Malone going to the cage. Crosby tried to lay a forehand dish pass, a timing play, just tried to loft it in the air. Pass didn't go through, but Ryan Malone was able to draw the penalty on Serge Aubin, and the Penguins will bring their
penalty,
potent power play on the ice.
Number 10, 2 minutes holding.
This is a big part in the hockey game. I don't know if the Penguins can go to that locker room and down by 3.
So they got a late chance here with a turkey on the table. Let's see what they can do with it.
Penalty to the Thrashers, number 10, Serge Aubin.
Look who's killing the penalty here. Hosen, Mark Savard killing the penalty for the Atlanta Thrashers. 2 of the offensive players for Hartley.
Amazingly, you put firepower out like that, you look down, they've only got one short-handed goal. Osa. Jackman took a swipe at it. Savard has the puck. Be careful. Savard comes in. He finds a man to freeze, and he took a whack at it, but couldn't make it happen. Here come the pin. The view on the right side. Going to crank it up. Dunham's perfectly in position to make the save. And cleared by Exelby.
Oh, and Exelby had Hossa wide open. There was nobody on the right side of the ice. Had the pass been put anywhere to the middle of the ice, Hossa, you should have seen the disgust in his body language. You could read it from up here.
Mellenby out now along with Peter Bondra. 1:03 to go on the penalty. For this Atlanta team, the Penguins striking for 6 power play goals against them, tying a team record. A pass beyond Lemieux. A piece of it, and it's cleared to the blue line. Not out. Kept in by Crosby. Looks for someone. Shuffles it over to Gonchar. The slapper blocked. Havlet got his body in. Penguins battling for it. Lemieux trying to muscle in on Havlet. Havlet got good position on him.
He did, and luckily for Lemieux, there wasn't a penalty call.
Yeah. Crosby to the right point to Oderline. Back to Gonchar, now to the big, tall Penguin captain, Mario Lemieux. Lemieux surveys the scene, checks it out. 20 to go on the power play. To Crosby, in front for Palffy. The pass did not hit his stick, and the puck was clear.
It was a great stick by Andy Sutton, who was able to break up that pass out to Palffy.
certainly. Penalty has expired. Less than a minute to go in the period. Atlanta 3 second period goals. Alban coming out of that box on the ice, comes around with a wraparound try, and Caron can't find it. It's underneath his right. Holds it there.
Yep, and for the Penguins, that was only their second power play opportunity of the whole night, which obviously means they're not cycling the puck, not getting the puck with any possession in the Atlanta zone. 2 power play chances. That's just not enough in this day and age. And we got a quick face-off right now.
Savard with a win. Modric. Down into the near corner to Kozlov. Savard takes it from him. Around to Jim Slater. Oh, got a hot hand. Savard turns it around. What a move that was.
Well, I like the cycling play in the corner. It was a nice little cycle play. As the puck went down deep, Kozlov saw Mark Savard going down to the corner to play the puck. So instead of him trying to play the puck, as the man was battling up, watch as the puck goes low. Kozlov's going to let the puck go to Savard so Savard can make the play, Mike. Just a heads-up play by Slava Kozlov.
Another face-off win by Atlanta. They keep the pressure on the Penguins in the Pittsburgh zone. Pucked up in the air. Rieta kind of behind defenseman Modric. Makes a pass in front. They're picked up now. Savard tried to clear, gave it right away to Palpy, and he can't beat Dunham. 4 seconds left. Atlanta striking with 3 second period goals. They have the lead over the Penguins. That man, Mike Dunham, did a good job.
Long road trip, came in, we're down by a couple of goals against the Penguins. What did they do? They outshot the Penguins 19-4 in the third period and went on to win a hockey game in Pittsburgh.
Well, Pittsburgh certainly has the capability offensively to compete and get back into this game. So let's see what happens.
They got to get themselves on the power play. Pretty hard in this day and age to score 3 even-strength goals in a period. But they have to get the puck deep and test Dunham early in this period.
And they'll send out Eric Christensen with Sidney Crosby and Ryan Malone to begin the third. Kozlov taking center ice with Kovalchuk and Marian Hossa. Kozlov has the puck. Look out, there's Kovalchuk, and he just missed. He got a half a step on Crosby going to the net. Work back down deep in behind Caron.
Caron having trouble playing that puck, Mike. Really is.
Behind Dunham. Malone runs into DeFries, and the Thrashers get the icing call. He touched the puck. 29 seconds in. You were talking about buildings. I think, at least from my perspective and all the buildings in the league, this is the premier building. I love this building more than any of them, particularly from a working standpoint. A lot of room to work with. And, it is a great atmosphere, great sound in this building, not overwhelming sound. It's an enjoyable experience for people to come here. It really is.
Well, the Penguins wanted to get a change there. They couldn't because they iced the puck. They had to keep the 5-man unit on. And more responsibility down low for Crosby and company.
Modry's heavy slap shot that avoided the cage. Picked up by Greg DeFries. Malone goes tumbling on the ice, maybe trying to help draw one there, but it didn't happen. On the reach of Slater. Penguins do make some changes. Rick Zorpik settles in right behind Sebastian Caron. His 7th consecutive start. Looking for a possible change tomorrow. Just conjecturing that Jocelyn Thibault, the former Canadian player, might go against his old mates. It has not been officially determined. And here comes Ziggy Palpy on to Sergei Gonchar. Rifles it around the board. Picked up by the wrecking ball. Mark Recchi behind the net. Penguins can't come up with it. Revitsky trying to hit Holy. He's going to be offside as he brings it back in for a second time.
You mentioned Jocelyn Thibault. More than likely will get a start tomorrow night against the Montreal Canadiens. So look at his numbers this season. Of course, he got hit in the knee by Rico Fat, a slap shot that kind of kept him on the shelf for a little bit and hasn't really helped his introduction to the Penguin lineup.
You would think somewhere along the line, the way it's gone, he's probably going to have a long stretch just like Karan has had here. Can stay with the same duo and see how that all unfolds. Picked up by Holik. Shot partially deflected by Pops and up into the mesh, if you will.
The Thrashers recalled goaltender Adam Burkholz today from Chicago. He's backing up Mike Dunham tonight.
Steve Shields is on the shelf.
He's on the shelf.
Just signed, and now he's hurt.
Boy, they had a lot
of groin.
For a lot of problems with you. Speaking of groins, there's Burkholz there. They like wearing the ball caps, eh? On the bench.
To be the big thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they can take their lids off and put a ball cap on between the tips.
Maybe.
Bobby
Good
Oleg.
sponsor.
With a 90. Of course, the trend is to wear it backwards too.
That's not hockey players, Mike, is it?
90. Around to Larson, who tries a backhand shot. Lifted back to center. Intercepted again by Larson. Larson just keeps doing the little things that keeps him on this hockey clock.
Well, it's that back pressure that a lot of teams talk about, and that's exactly what Atlanta was doing. And Penguins made the first pass, but they weren't moving when they received the pass, Mike, and the back pressure of the Thrashers just turned the puck over.
Pops with a giveaway. Down the ice it goes into Pittsburgh real estate. On the line, connecting to Lemieux. Short little pass to Ziggy Palffy. Back to Mario. Can't weave his way by Modry. Melikar will try. He hammers it in. Off the stick at Dunham. We'll get a face-off time to the right of the net.
This copyright telecast is presented by FSM Pittsburgh.
I waited all night for that.
Under the authority of Lemieux Group LP. And may not be reproduced, rebroadcast,
re-recorded, or retransmitted without the express written permission of Lemieux Group
LP.
LP. That's not a long playing record. LP. That's limited partners. I think.
Oh, limited partners. Okay.
I think. You know, there's so many different words you can use there.
So many, so many. And so little time.
In the old days, are we used to get you get an LP? The Kozlov trying to sneak it in.
Jackman looking for Crosby's stick. There's the exchange. Jackman had lost his stick. Now he's giving it back to Crosby, and he'll get a change.
Well, he's got a benefit there that most players would not have. You have a left-handed shooter giving a puck to Jackman, and Bobby will explain why I just said that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Novi, it's a straight stick. Jackman's a right shooter. Typically, he'd have a lot of trouble with that stick, but with the straight play to Crosby, maybe not so much trouble.
Crosby leaves the puck for Malone. And right to the net. And a very alert goaltender Dunham just pulls it in the left paw.
Well, Mick Magoo looking to give that stick back right there. Another exchange at the bench, but in the Penguin zone, Rick Jackman had lost that right-handed stick and was looking around. Hey, Sid. Hey, kid. Sidney Crosby's going to find him right in front of that cage. Always give it to the defenseman. That's where the goals happen, kids. Right in front of that cage. Give your stick to the defenseman. He needs to clear the puck.
The sandwich on Talbot. Becomes Baloney, but the puck is moved back down into the Penguins' end. Savard. Outside of the net. Savard looked for Bonner. He wanted to shoot it before he got it. He went beyond his reach. 3-0 Thrashers.
And the Thrashers have really playing some defense here. They held the Flyers to 18 shots, 3 in the final period against Philadelphia the other night, Mike, and they're holding the Penguins here. Defensively looks very strong.
You see Talbot and Jim Slater got a little shoving match back around the benches. An icing call here against the Atlanta Thrashers.
Well, the pesky Maxime Talbot between the benches. And Slater, he's been pesky as well tonight, right from the opening shift. Penguins, you gotta maintain your cool and your composure. You never know when this game could change. This game is by no means in the bag for Atlanta.
Not in today's new game.
No, but the Penguins have to start moving their feet.
Yeah, they're going to have to get in the zone. They're going to have to even draw a penalty. I mean, for the most part, you're going to have to go down and work for it. Right now, the Penguins haven't been around Dunham all that much here in the third so far. And it won't be on this play because it's out of the ice surface.
Well, Rick Jackman back in the lineup, back-to-back games. Eddie Olczyk and Randy Hillier weren't overly happy with his defensive game, but offensively, he's certainly putting up the numbers. He was in the top 10 in defensemen scoring in the National Hockey League when he was scratched. Doesn't happen that often. But defense, you have to put a priority on defense. You really do in the National Hockey League. The Penguins had to do it. They have on this road trip, and they've so far been successful.
Not underemphasize the arrival of Ryan Whitney, the man with the puck now, and Eric Christensen, who have helped spark some of this new found momentum the Penguins have. Eddie Palffy on the right side. Palffy in front. There's Whitney. He shot the puck, but it was partially deflected on the way to the net. Here's Hossa. Drags it along. An offside called against the Atlanta Thrashers.
So often Kovalchuk is so far in front of the play, and he tried to keep his skate on that blue line. I thought he did. I really believe that he dragged that skate and was able to keep it, but it didn't quite happen. Well, Penguins will hit the runway tonight. Tomorrow we'll play the Montreal Canadiens and have to beat
HD
Theodore.
HD.
HDTV.
Yes.
Oh, we better get some sleep, Mikey.
You got to be good.
Oh, yeah, you got to look good for those HD games.
Here's Slater splitting the defense. Comes on. Rifles that one off the glove hand side of Caron.
Good burst of speed by Slater coming across off the off wing.
He's able to maintain the puck. Bounces it by DeFries. Wide open is Christensen. Malone just couldn't get to the puck to force it up the other way. Recchi waits. Oh, nice move by Recchi to hold up there. He got knocked down. He's a little slow in going to the bench. He knew he had to wait to make the play onside. Yep. He paid the price.
Well, I know I've talked about defense, Mike, with Jackman, but you know what? The Penguins defense are going to have to start moving into plays now. Create something offensively. Defense now, where it is a premium, yeah, you can't give up anymore. You got to score something.
Fox is going to do just that. He'll drag it in. Front of the net, swept away by Havlet. Colton getting a rare shift here out to Band. And on the center, Melody comes off the ice. Atlanta rolling people over. He's line. Rolling them over on the bench. Changing line.
I thought that puck went up into the meshing above the glass behind Dunham, and the play just continues.
Now the whole leak. The Colts off. The Penguins do have possession. Mr. Pieta going to skip by his stick. This is Ronald Petrovitsky. He slams the puck behind Caron. Brings it off the body, a whole leak, and into the crowd. We will take a timeout.
Sidney Crosby is on the ice with Mario Lemieux and Ziggy Palffy, looking for some offense here. Ryan Whitney on the blue line with Jackman. Whitney looking for his first goal in the National Hockey League to go along with his 7 assists.
And Jackman's going to jump right back into the Atlanta zone. With this shot, Dunham makes the save with his left hand again.
Well, Saturday, November 19th, FSN Pittsburgh continues to bring you the best in local high school football. It's the WPIAL High School Football Championships live from Heinz Field starting at 10:30 a.m.
Oh, the boys get up early. Oh, television crews.
Catch all 4 games only on FSN Pittsburgh.
It is something. It really is. We've been away so long, we're not even sure who's involved in those games. We'll find out tonight late when we get home. And tomorrow, as the Penguins play the Canadiens at the Mellon Arena. We'll be back in the thick of things. I think our buddy Matt Williams is going to direct that for a long marathon. Or at least part of it.
4 games.
How about Danny Potat? I wonder if he's going to cover. Maybe Trini is. I think.
Who's going to do the games?
We haven't seen Trenny this year.
Brent or Rob King?
Did you forget anybody yet?
I'm trying to think. Stan might be doing it. I don't know if he'll be doing one of the games.
Yeah, Mikey and Bidsy, I'll be doing the third and fourth game.
No.
The beautiful Trenny Kuznerek will be doing the first two.
Well, look at there. There you go. There's your answer.
Thank you. Is that considered a road trip for you guys? 2-on-1 develops. Savard with that puck. Look. And he had Bonner going to the net. Got nothing but air. Sutton. Look at that fourth shot. Unfortunately, it didn't hit the net.
Well, if you know anything about Mark Savard, you knew he was going to pass it there.
Alfie. Crosby turns it over. Trying to put it back in front. There's Sutton at the other end of the rink to make the defensive play.
That was a pretty slick move there by Crosby. Around the back, behind. Holy moly. Didn't work, though.
Orphy. He lays it to Konstantin Koltsov. And Recchi takes over. Hard shot there. We're going to change the lines coming up here for the Penguins. Looks like it, huh?
Yes.
They're starting to move some people around.
At this point, we just go with whoever's skating. I mean, you just throw the balls in the bingo hopper and you grab them out, Mikey.
Christensen takes a pass. And it's offside.
Yeah, you just want to try to find the guys that you think are skating and have some energy left in their legs. That's why Rico Fata will come over the bench now for the Penguins. Sidney Crosby will sit down for a quick breather. You'd think the young guys, the young legs, would still be there.
And 51 left here in the third. Sevilla's paired out here with Shane Knighty. Get back into the Penguin zone.
Nope, over the line.
Got away with one in his hand, a cookie jar there. Band turns with a turning shot, and Sebastian Caron scoops it up. Look at the shots here. Atlanta now with 32, the Penguins with 19. Geez, way back when, the Penguins had a pretty wide edge early in the first on shots. Since that time, the Thrashers have kind of taken it away.
They certainly have. They're the Thrasher Hockey Club here tonight. Penguins are trying to change as quick as they can. You want to get the shifts instead of being about 50 seconds, Mike. You want to get them down to about 40 seconds here. But it's tough when you can't get a change. You're in your own zone. And you can't change on an icing anymore either.
Bobby Holik to a band. And you also have the distinction of having a game tomorrow night. So you want to keep it as fresh as possible. It'll be an easy tour. The Canadians are in Pittsburgh waiting for the Penguins now. And that's a distinct
good
advantage.
hockey club, I'll tell you that.
Yes, they are.
The things that Kobe's doing right now on the ice with the puck and bringing the leadership to that team. But obviously a well-coached hockey club. Shot off the circle there by Hossa. Yeah. How about that trade? Heatley, Hossa, you know, what do you think, Mikey? I mean, Hossa's doing a pretty good job here for Atlanta. Pretty even trade, or what are you thinking? Jury's still out, obviously. It's early.
Long term, I think I would go with the Heatley as being the better of the deal, but not taking anything away from Hossa.
Probably good to get a fresh start for Danny Heatley.
Up ice it goes with Modry. Going to peel back and take possession of it. They're both great players. We know that.
Yeah, certainly are.
They really. Hossa, rink wide. Kovalchuk stumbles to the ice.
Well, he had the gun cocked there, Mike, and the puck was about 2 feet in front of him, so he tried to adjust his upper body, but his lower body didn't go with it.
Physically, boy, he is something else, isn't he? Ilya Kovalchuk.
Well, I saw him get drafted, and I saw him get up there on the podium and put his arms around GMs and coaches. He was just a big man, big, strong man. He didn't look 18 to me.
Sidney Crosby. Alfie and Lemieux out with him. Crosby with a wraparound try, and it's stopped by Dunham. 2-on-1 back the other way. Savard has a little distance. Great pass there, and a shot by Bondra. Missed the cage. Penalty coming up. Savard in front. They won't miss this time. Slater gets the goal. And the Atlanta Thrashers get another one. And and make it 4-0 as Jim Slater gets his first NHL goal.
He certainly did, and Mark Savard grabbed the puck, and boy, did he set the table. Oh, folks, he had a breakaway, dropped the puck back to Peter Bondra. Watch him setting. I mean, he had all the cutlery out there and the fine stuff as well. What a pass by Mark Savard. I mean, his recognition, his possession and poise with the puck is just incredible. It really is, and Slager gets his first in the National Hockey League. The Penguins are taking chances up the ice, and you're going to pay on the backside if it doesn't count, you know, if it doesn't happen for you, and that's exactly what happened there. It's just great to see the talents with the new rules in the National Hockey League. These offensive players like Mark Savard be able to move the puck like he can. And beautiful plays.
And he is gifted. There isn't any question about that. Slater, a happy guy. Petoskey, Michigan. As we said earlier, went to Michigan State. Poor soul. No, just kidding. Just kidding. I know that'll draw the ear of a few people. He kiddingly said. We've got to stop here as
Mike
got a
Pursuta.
message. We'll be back. Yep. 8.5 to go in regulation. The only goal in this period by Jim Slater is first, and Savard, and I think Kozlov got a helper on that one too.
Bondra.
Bondra.
Give one to Peter Bondra.
Sorry.
Yeah, he missed the breakaway.
Yes, he did. And the Penguins tried to spoil the shutout bid of Mike Dunham, who has 18 lifetime in the National Hockey League.
One coming against the Penguins.
Orpik circles, shoots that puck and it's blocked. He gets it back. Rico Pata dances to the right side to Orpik. This slapper again. He come out and challenge and block the shot.
This usually leads to a power play if you can keep working the puck low as the Penguins are doing. Oh, Oderline will fire it over the glass. No penalty there. He's in the offensive zone. Mike Dunham, happy to see that. Pretty clear mask. Not a lot of design on that mask there by Mike Dunham. What you see in all the goalies around the National Hockey League these days. Just keeps a couple of decals on there. That's about it.
And those good old Canadian decals. Gotta love them.
Oh yeah, all the kids, all the hockey schools. Hello, my name is Chad or Connor or whatnot.
I go right by you, didn't it?
The Canadian thing?
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Decals.
What do you call them?
Here with the puck is Rick Jackman. John Sharp turns it to Rick Jackman. Cannot get it out. Trietta. You got a whole city full of people if they're still with us. Chuckman. And shot now by Palpy, and that's going to be clear.
Yeah, I don't chuckle at that Pittsburgh East stuff.
No, you don't.
Sometimes they do. They give the mother-in-law a hard time sometimes.
That's crazy. The ends are cool.
Yeah. Well, Gonchar's still out here late in the hockey game with his sore groin.
Bondra floats right back into the Penguins' end. Couldn't get it to the net. Savard. A strong game. It goes to DeFries. He's in tight. Atlanta not wasting any time. They want more. They have an 8-1 win this year over Washington, and the Pens are offside once again, going to the zone.
Exactly. Once again, that's been a lot of offsides in the third period.
Yeah, they have.
Well, hasn't been a bad road trip anyways, Mike. I mean, for a struggling Penguin team, if you can pull out 3 wins out of 5, they probably would have taken it going into the road trip. Maybe not going into the game tonight.
An important battle tomorrow, and then they've got the Rangers on Saturday at home. Haven't seen any other scores with the exception of Carolina beating Buffalo, or leading Buffalo in the third period 3-1. We've got our ace crew downstairs to give us an update. I think the Rangers were playing tonight at Florida. Get an update too. Holik unable to clear. Recchi to Lemieux. Took a swipe at it. Got nothing but air. Atlanta again with possession. Under 6 to go in regulation. Holik storms the Penguins in. Goes to Petrovitsky. Look back to Bobby Holik.
Talent-laden Atlanta Hockey Club right at the salary cap limit of about $39 million.
Petrovitsky turns to shoot it. That's stopped. Loose in front. Aubin wants it. Serge Aubin to the right side. And 90. And his blast. And it's stopped. And Christensen, for some reason, turned around to look to see what the referee was doing there. We'll be back.
Well, the Penguins are in great defensive posture, but they don't get the stick of number 10, Aubin. And there's the stick on the loose puck. But look at the paddle of Caron. Lays it down just outside the goal line. Tries to tuck it underneath the body. Good positioning. Not great recognition.
He's trying to stuff that puck in. Can't do it. Petrovitsky fires over the head of goaltender Caron. All Atlanta right now. Down with 5 to go in the third period. Drilled into the near corner. And remember, the Penguins had a big come from behind win against Atlanta. They have a tendency not to forget.
4 goals in a 4-minute and 10-second span. Well, they have barely that on the clock right now, Mike. They better get going.
Pass beyond the reach of the Freeze. And straddles that blue line. The puck is now grabbed by Matt Murley. Pulls up at the blue line and shoots the puck in. Talbot, Koltsov, and Matt Murley. The line out right now for Eddie Olczyk. And Sutton is there to block yet another shot.
He's been in great position, and he's used that stick well in front of his goaltender Dunham tonight.
Now the main concern for the Atlanta Thrashers, unless the Penguins have a major miracle up their sleeve, an I-75 miracle up their sleeve, is to get the shutout for Dunham. And what the Penguins want to do is hopefully get a goal on the board.
You think Kovalchuk's thinking about the shutout, or you think he's thinking about tacking on here?
I think they're looking to add goals. There's no question. They have to. Hossa streaking around. Bank it into the corner. Kovalchuk stays on. Kozlov and Hossa hit the bench. Now Kovalchuk finds that area to get some time and sit down. And Sutton just off and it's right back on again.
Yeah.
Here behind is Slater. He goes to the net. And he's stopped by Caron at the very last second.
How about these saves, Mike?
Man.
I mean, these goals, you don't want to finish the biscuit off. I mean, it looked like a goal again, and Caron's hurt. Sebastian Caron is down on his knees right now in a precarious position to make that save. Off the stick.
Scotty Johnson is coming out, and he really stretched out on that play, and you can pull a lot of muscles, boy, as much as he has moved around on that net.
Well, Jim Slater looking for a second, and look, paddles down, and look at his knee bent a little bit, maybe the right knee.
It looked to me like he was favoring that hip area on the left side.
Oh, yeah.
See? Or the back. You can see him kind of reach, too.
He did. He reached back,
yeah.
Mike, as his legs were planted in the ice, and he reached back with that upper body. Very difficult to tell, and this will give Jocelyn Thibault an opportunity. What a save, though, by Caron. Again, 2 paddle saves in the last 5 minutes of this hockey game to keep it at 4. And Caron has really been decimated with rubber here tonight. Not a lot of help from his teammates. And he deserves a lot of pats on the pads.
Yeah, he does.
For this road
trip. He really
trip.
does.
He really does.
No question about it.
Well, for Thibault, maybe a little bit of rubber here before tomorrow night against the Canadiens. And let's see if Caron is able to suit up tomorrow night for the Penguins. They might have to
go to Wheeling even.
Might have to. May have to call the Dragon out of Kyoto.
Shorter drive. I don't know.
Shorter drive than Fleury. We'll see.
Nice and tall against Atlanta. I'm just looking on a hurry-up basis. That's all. You know, if they would do that, there's a backup. But
Well, I think if they want to go with Tebow, they'll go with him tomorrow night. If they weren't thinking they're going with Tebow tomorrow, I think they make the call down to Fleury and get him up here and get him in the twine tomorrow, Mike. I really believe that. Fleury against the Canadians, that'd be a great night, wouldn't it?
Well, let's hope first and foremost that nothing serious has happened to Caron, who has been a stalwart here tonight for the Pens.
Yep.
38 shots and a lot of good scoring opportunities by the Thrashers. Got another one now. They score. From the left wing circle, Peter Bondra on the first shot against Jocelyn Tebow gives the Thrashers their 5th goal.
Well, how about the pass by Mark Savard? I mean, this guy is unbelievable. He's got the sense. He's just a pure passer in the game. He's going to steal a puck. And look at the pace on the pass. It's just a soft pass into an area pass with the right pace on it. Tebow tries to get out, but he doesn't get out far enough, Mike. And when you're in the net like that, you're not as big as you want to be. And Tebow wasn't out as far as he wanted to be. It was a quick pass, one-time shot by Peter Bondra. Hey, that's a tough shot to stop. That was in a perfect spot.
Oh, no question. He's coming up on 500 goals, and there's a reason why. Crosby and the Pens offside at the Atlanta line. And mercifully for the Pens, in 2 minutes and 20 seconds, this one will be over.
Tough start for Tebow. He's just looking to get in and get his confidence. You know, that's not going to help the confidence at all, or the confidence the coaches will have in him.
That's a rifle shot from 25 feet.
Now there's going to be a penalty shot, no? Oh, there should be. No, they're not going to call a penalty shot, but easily could have been a penalty shot. I mean,
a hooking call.
Yeah. How about that? You start off with a shot that goes off the T-bar, and then you have to stop a breakaway. There's no reason why that wasn't a penalty shot, Mike. As Ben was in alone and had a step on his man Jackman, he was just hauled down. And they've been calling those regularly penalty shots this whole season long.
Yes, they have.
Jackman off. And I like what Lyle Oline, the veteran defenseman, ex-Montreal Canadian, did. Went up to Tebow, said, hang in there, my friend, hang in there. You know, be ready to go tomorrow night. Don't worry about this right now. Just get yourself ready for tomorrow.
Holy off to the freeze in the power play. Well, it will last almost the rest of the way, unless Atlanta scores, of course. Savard, who has been a dominant figure here tonight for the Atlanta Thrashers on this power play.
Well, the power play 1 for 5, 9 shots, and it was Bonder from Savard at 17:32. Last goal.
Bobby Holy steps back into Pittsburgh ice and Oline breaks it down into Atlanta territory. And for the Pens, they'll head home and ready for the Canadians tomorrow night at the Mellon Arena. Hossa. Pass off the glove. The Canadians to freeze. Up off the boards. Malone might have a chance shorthanded. Hossa's coming back to cover. Pulled it around him and shot the puck. Penalty coming up on Hossa.
I like the play out of our zone for the Penguins. The Pittsburgh Penguins. Malone was wide open in the middle of the ice, but they couldn't make a direct pass. Ryan Whitney couldn't make a direct pass, so what does he do? He banks the puck around the defender into Ryan Malone at the far blue line. Great play by Ryan Whitney. Is that geometry? Angles?
Yeah, you can use it as that. Sure you can.
Yeah. Well, it was a good bank. Good angle there. Good angle for the BU boy.
4-on-4 hockey. For a minute. A holding call against Hossa. 5-0 Atlanta. We had a scoreless game through the first 20 minutes. Atlanta scored 3 in the second. They've added 2 more here in the third. Ryan Whitney over to Koltsov. Tried to get it on the net. Couldn't. Prieta behind the goal.
And Sutton again on the big body of Prieta.
Penguins have 3 goals, 4-on-4. They've given up 2. Atlanta has yet to score a 4-on-4 goal this year. A little surprising with the talent and people they have. 31 seconds. Dunn trying to post a shutout. And Modry turning around. Gets the puck to Jim Slater. And he is within range, certainly, of blanking the Pens. The time for one quick move here. Fouled it up on the power play. Runs into traffic. Murley to Jackman. Can't pull the trigger. 1 second left. And that will do it. Mike Dunham gets the shutout, his second lifetime against the Penguins, his 19th in his NHL career. And an impressive game.
It was apparent that the Thrasher team won this hockey game for the Penguins. And I guess suffice to say, they were happy with 3 wins because there wasn't much out on the ice for Pittsburgh tonight. They're going to have to regroup quickly for a rested Montreal Canadian team that's, well, they're sitting somewhere at home.
The next TV game will be tomorrow night when the Pens return home to take on the Montreal Canadiens. And I want to remind you folks that that game will be in high definition, HD. Game time will be 7:30 on FSN Pittsburgh. Up next, Pittsburgh Sports Tonight with Bob Berry, Dan Potash, and our entire crew here. Mike Lang saying, final score 5-0. Goodbye.